Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroLada.com, and these are your August 2025 video horoscopes. And August is pretty gentle, easygoing month, possibly one of the easiest that I've looked at this year. And it's kind of like the quiet before the storm, because in September we have two eclipses. But after that, again, we're going to have some wonderful configuration to the end of the year through the months. But August is a well-deserved respite and break. We're going to have Mercury turning direct. Around the same time, the two greatest benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are joining together in Cancer. Actually, the whole of August, they're pretty much in the same sign. So one area of your life will go with such ease, with such blessings and positive flow. So there will be one area that will be very easy for us all, or a source of blessings. And we're going to have a Saturn opposition Mars around the 9th, 8th, or 7th, 8th, 9th. But usually this is a stressful combination. Some external circumstance can stress us, some conflict that needs to be resolved. But this time it creates an incredibly positive configuration, which is called a kite formation, because there is a trine from Uranus to Mars, trine from Pluto to Mars. And that's kind of, Uranus is wisdom, Pluto is willpower. So some kind of whatever we triggered into, which is Mars Saturn opposition, triggered or into action, activated in some way, provoked, we're able to resolve it by tapping into divine wisdom and the right source of willpower that is aligned to divine willpower. So this energy, this conflict or the stress between Saturn and Mars that's starting at the beginning of the month will be resolved in some way into productive action. And of course, we're going to have full moons, new moons, but nothing dramatic, nothing over the top. There is a full moon on the 9th of August, which is in Aquarius. It's around the same time where everything else, the Venus, Jupiter conjunction, Saturn, Mars opposition. And this will be like peak of activity. Full moons are peak of activities, seeing the results of previous actions, getting the rewards for it, for example. And this full moon is in Aquarius, which is social. It predisposes us to connect with like-minded people, emotionally to form friendships, or to strengthen existing friendships already, or connections, business or personal connections as well. And on the 23rd, there is a new moon when the sun and the moon are together at the 0 degrees in Virgo, which kind of gets us prepared to get into work mode, to get into more serious down to earth, because till now was everything was in Leo, so it's more like enjoy yourself, holidays and so on. But this new moon from the 23rd of August in the 0 degree of Virgos kind of gets us down to earth, focused. Um, let's get down to practical things, solve them. And it's conjunct the star Regulus. So it's the star of leadership. So maybe some kind of new motivation will come into us to, let's say, to organize ourselves, to take leadership about our health, which is Virgo, or because Regulus is a star of incredible willpower. This is the heart of the lion. It's a star there, the heart of the king, which gives us incredible willpower, incredible motivation, and bravery and courage. And we can apply it to Virgo areas in our life for our health, for our routines, for our work, for our errands, to organize our life in some way for the practical matters of life. And now we're going to start with each of the 12 signs. But before that, I just want to let you know that I've created a 3.5 hour webinar on the ideal home and perfect environment according to your horoscope. You don't need to know any astrology. You just need to know your day of birth and time of birth. And I lead you step by step to see what is like. Are you going to live near mountains in certain periods of life, or near marshes, or near forests, or big cities, small cities? What will the house be like? Is going to be a big house or more than one place of living, foreign residence or more local? Or how is it going to be even decorated? And what's going to be around your neighborhoods? For example, it might be close to stadiums. That's how you recognize if you're trying to choose two properties to rent, which is yours. If there is Mars influence, it will be close to a factory or close to a stadium or fitness. So if it's close to Venus, it might be close to a music hall. So I go through absolutely every sign. Each 12 signs have their ideal environment, and each planet has its own environment, and how to see. And you can have more than one environments. For example, you can have a few signs that influence your places of living and where you find yourself throughout your life. It's incredible. You can see even are you going to be in islands or more densely populated places with gardens and so on. It's incredibly fun. It's only $20. It becomes 30 after that. Very affordable if you'd like to order it. I'm putting a link below here. And now let's begin with the 12 signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, August 2025. And I always insist that you start with your rising sign if you know it. Then you proceed to the Sun and the Moon sign. So you get all three perspectives and see which one you resonate the most with. Oh, Gemini, there will be like a lot of, as you can see, there'll be a great trine happening in air signs. And you're one of the air signs. And the great trine, this is when three planets are exactly 120 degrees from each other, like an equilateral triangle. This is like the energy of the Trinity. The equilateral triangle is very auspicious, it's very blessing, it's perfection, so to speak. And some of you might not even do anything about it because the energy flows. It's like a flows very smoothly, naturally. Many times we need to be provoked by something to take action. Um, Rather than if things are flowing. But there is a little provoker that will help because this grand trine, which is happening between Uranus in Gemini, Mars in Libra in your fifth house, and Pluto in Aquarius in your ninth house, is being provoked or triggered by some tension, by an opposition with Saturn. So there will be a trigger that activates this incredibly beneficial creative energy for you because these are creative houses, these are self houses, these are houses of self empowerment, of confidence, of knowing who you are, standing in your truth, of having your inspiration and vision. These are Dharma houses. Dharma is walking your mission in life. But Saturn is provoking Mars with an opposition into your fifth house. Around the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, the opposition is most potent. So it's good because this will trigger you into action because Mars is action. Fifth house is your vision for your life because fifth house is the kingdom, how you want to create your kingdom, how you want to create your life. And there might be some stressful situation that triggers you, but makes you question and activates you to do something very productive and very positive with your creative energy, with ideas. If you have some original idea, it might be for business, it might be for something else, but it's your own original idea about how you want to live your life. The fifth house is how I want to create my kingdom where I am going to be a king. That's why it's the most creative house. So something, it might even trigger you in an unpleasant ways, but pushes you and activates you to take some action there towards your creating your kingdom or towards some creative idea of yours. Or fifth house is also the house of romantic partners or love life. So it can again something can trigger you, but because of the wonderful trines to Mars, even if there is some stressful situation with a romantic partner or with a creative project that you're doing or with a child of yours, because fifth house is also children, uh, even if this happens around the opposition of Saturn, Mars, Uranus trine and Pluto trine help you quickly. And Uranus comes from your sign, your own wisdom, your own fast action and insightfulness uh, helps you turn the situation around and make it very productive, even or either solve it very quickly or make it very useful for you, or it can activate you to change something in your romantic life or to change something in your relationship with your children that feels in a way to correct it, to upgrade it, or even for your creative projects, puts you into action there mode. And then Mars will be for 2 months almost in your fifth house. So you can get a lot of things done because wherever Mars goes, we mobilize our energy, we put efforts, we put attention. This is like the laser focus, and we're not afraid and we're more courageous there in matters about creative, maybe some creative project that you want to do, or romantically to become. To take some actions and change some things and to take more initiative because Mars is initiative, or with your children to be more initiative with your children in some way. But yeah, initially, because of the Saturn Mars opposition, there might be some tension about the things you love to do. Fifth house is hobbies, sports, pleasures, kind of enjoyments, entertainments, and 11th house Saturn days, your social responsibility. So you have to decide that, how to solve this situation for some of you, or maybe pressure from your friends or people in your social environment in regards to something to do with your love life, or pressure from your romantic partner towards your friendships and the people in your environment. Some situation you have there to resolve, which will resolve very well because of the trine. So turn it into something positive, or maybe something to do with yeah, I want to do those fun things, creative, but I have those social responsibilities there. But also, it can, like, you have a brilliant idea, some creative project here that you're really passionate about, fifth house, and you can channel it through the opposition of Saturn into something productive and helpful for society as general, towards, because we all have to contribute to society in some way. But this really auspicious grand trine, also kite, as we know, can activate your energy, your confidence, fifth house, your initiative, to be more initiative, to create something here in this 11th house that is useful for society. 11th house is socio-economic gains, for recognition in society, or for financial gains for you, but it might trigger it through your own creative actions because you see the self houses are activated. The first, the fifth, the ninth, your own original inspirational energy, it's flowing, and you can channel it towards, the Saturn that breaks the trine, something for society or something for more gains or some long-term goal project that is beneficial for society or financially for you in some way, you know. So yeah. At the same time, Gemini, so this energy is flowing here, the grand trine in air. At the same time, the whole month, you're going to have Jupiter and Venus in your second house. And that can mean the two best planets, the two easiest planets, let's say, maybe not best, but with these two planets, things happen flowingly, with ease, without effort. The whole month in your second house. So there's different ways it can play out. You can gain things, material, second houses, assets, material resources, easiest, good quality luxury. You can enjoy some luxurious, beautiful clothes or food, or luxury items that you want to do buy, or maybe overspend and buy a lot more than you can afford. There is this there with Venus, Jupiter as well. But somehow you'll find the resources. So if you need to find some resources or money or some extra support for something, you find it. Or maybe you initiate something that will bring more resources to you. Or maybe you do some investment that is very good for you in the long term. Because second house is especially how what we do with the money once we have it. Do we invest it? Do we buy something? Venus and Jupiter are both quite indulgent planets, so we can indulge in some things that feed your soul and your sense of beauty as well. Or maybe go like foods and views, and it's kind of this richness energy of the five senses that I get from Venus, Jupiter, rich wines and so on. But also it's good when it comes to money or self-esteem and self-worth. Sorry, second house is your self-worth. So you can naturally feel like you have more self-worth. So maybe you can increase your prices, or if it's a matter about business of some sort, or maybe you can uh, upgrade your wardrobe in some way to reflect how your self-worth has increased, for example. Um, what else is there? I think, oh yeah, Mercury is turning direct. Mercury is turning direct in your third house, which means till the 10th, 11th of August, it's still retrograde there. So you can, it might, in matters of business and connecting with others, it can feel a little bit more like you're meeting more people from the past, friends or mates or relatives from the past, or if you're having business meetings or any kind of scheduled appointments and plans, they might feel a little bit more off, like you have planned something, it falls through, someone forgot and you can't get there. But after the 11th, 12th, or if you have some complications in your communications, phones broken, lost laptops, or uh, just like you've disconnected from people in some way, or maybe some problems you're solving with siblings, with relatives, with teammates that has been a bit more off. Well, after the 12th, it all starts sorting itself out. Your schedules will be more expect, not so surprising. It settles down, and your relationships with relatives, with teammates, workmates, associates start becoming more according to your expectations again and not so chaotic. But also it's, the retrograde there you can start when it turns direct, see the results. Maybe if you've been working, fixing some written or spoken or project, maybe you are studying or researching something and now you can start applying it. Or maybe you were, correcting something to do with media, with marketing, with writing, or some brushing up on some old skill as well. And Mercury starts moving direct, so things, and you are Mercury as well. So things can become a bit more predictable, let's say, and normal. All right, but yeah, Mars in your fifth house, pushing the creative energy. Full moon, I forgot to say as well on the ninth. Full moon in your ninth house. Uh, this is great for teaching projects, for uh, if you want to go anywhere, traveling as well, traveling in some way. Uh, it's as well if you want to maybe completion of something to do with education or seeing the results of it, or some spiritual or ideological themes around that time. Seeing the higher perspective, illumination to some moral matter. Maybe because ninth house is the house of higher standing, higher vision. And if you had some situation, and when the full moon happens there, it's almost like there is a gate opening towards your higher mind, higher perspective, your higher self. So you can, around the 9th of August, you can ask your higher self for direction, for guidance. It can come to you in the shape and form of advice from someone else, or it can come in the shape and form of us as an intuitive dream, or just an intuition, or just literally seeing some symbol or sign that answers a question to you. So this full moon, it's very intuitive answers to long-standing questions. Ninth house is the house of the guru, the uh, higher perspective, seeing it from seeing some situation from a higher perspective. So you can use it for that, and maybe to see your to give you also inspiration about your future, where you're headed, and what is the right course of action. Very intuitive. Your intuition and ability to tap into the future, and almost like prophetic, is much stronger around this full moon. And I see that's pretty much it. The Jupiter Venus in your second house. Yes, and there is a new moon at the end in your fourth house. The 23rd of August, new moon. So there is like renewal there, more focus after the 21st of August on home, property, real estate, family matters of some sort, especially sorting out the practical parts of it, building or cleaning up, or you're becoming a little bit more withdrawn into yourself rather than this third house social, which is much more social, connecting. After that, from the 23rd of August, is like back home, renewal of your sacred um, sanctum, the fourth house is whatever is your abode that makes you feel most comfortable, that makes you feel more safe. So this new moon is about home, family, relationships with family members, or maybe some new beginning in regards to where you're gonna live. And by the way, if you have any notion of relocating or buying property soon, that can trigger it. But also you can get my course for just $20, which is 3.5 hours about, and you don't need to know any astrology. I lead you through the steps about the ideal environments according to your horoscope of each of the 12 signs and the planets. Whether you're going to live, whether it's best for you, and you find yourself in environments of mountains or deserts or hills or big cities, skyscrapers or houses underground, sometimes like a basement, or whether your home, you have more than one home, so whether you're going to live in multiple places, or whether you're gonna live in more northern. I go through everything, how the home will look inside, how to choose a place when you're buying or relocating, what the neighborhood will be around. Maybe there'll be schools around you, or maybe there'll be around you like a cemetery or factories or gardens. It's all super practical, of course, and very easy to see. Check it out. You might be interested, especially with this new moon coming into your fourth house, Gemini, that will renew your interest in home, family, domestic matters. So, you see, enjoy it, maybe spend some money, Jupiter and Venus in your second house, on pampering yourself. On second house is the face, beauty procedures about your face, about your possessions, what you owe, buy beautiful items if you can, or even invest, because investments can be very lucky in some way for you. Plus, the whole month is very lucky with a grand trine in air for you, this protective divine grand trine. So thank you.